Good evening, or afternoon, or morning, whatever it might be. Hello, Maddie. Good to see you. Hello, username. Good to see you. I'm gonna go ahead and ping the Discord real quick, and we'll jump right into it. How's everyone's weekend? How's everybody's first day of the week? April 20th. It's already April 20th, dude. It's almost summer. What happened? Where did the first half of the year go? As per usual, getting a couple things set up still. Things are good for me, but let's see. It's our new book in Fantastic. Time Traveler's Wife. I feel like I've heard that before. I just don't know anything about it. Weekend could have been a lot better. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully you've got a good week ahead of you. Gotta try to, like, have good vibes mentally. Just kind of will the good days into reality. Oh, man. Must have been close then. Their dog's also a lot of, like, that's a pretty big commitment. But it makes the world of a difference for that dog, so that's really cool of you. Let's see. How was your weekend and week start? Weekend was good. What did I do? I don't know if I did. Oh, no, I did. I'm trying to remember where we went. I was spending a lot of time with some friends. That's usually how things go. Even my weekend, like, if I don't have plans, plans just kind of happen, even if it's, like, last minute. And that's just kind of, I need to, like, mentally prepare myself for that just to be the reality. Oh, 13's old for a dog. I'm guessing it's a small dog? Week start, though, has been pretty okay, for me at least. Nothing too much has happened, except, you know, work. If it's been a minute since you've been here, we're working on making a lab that kind of looks like this. It doesn't need to be exact, but just kind of using this as inspiration, and I can show off what I've got so far. So last week, or actually this past Saturday, we made the ceiling in this little arch here. Made it blue, like a blue paint over steel. I might make the blue a little less blue, a little more faded, because I feel like that's a pretty stark contrast in the rest of the colors here. I also last time mentioned that I felt the ceiling was a bit too bare, and so I worked on like a ceiling light, and I textured it, and we'll get to that texturing thing later. But I don't know if using a circle fits here, because everything else is very rectangular, and so I feel like a circle kind of clashes with the rest of the designs going on. It's like a corgi and a chihuahua. I see. Your dog will be 12 this October. Lord willing, he's definitely showing his age. Great work. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's tough to see, you know, your dog's health deteriorate. Our family used to have a golden retriever and a Maltese. The golden retriever had, like, towards the end of its life, arthritis, so it had a very hard time standing back up. But the Maltese is the one that had the worst of it. Like, he got diabetes, he lost his eyesight because of it, became practically deaf, and was, like, losing most of his teeth. So he was in the thick of it. I think you need contrast with the shapes, but I don't mind how it looks. Okay. I might have to read that again because you just got hit with ads, I think. Could it be square vent then? We could try that. See how that looks pretty quickly. Because all it is it was the like a while ago I made a logo for the like the, I guess, the In-Lore World Foundation for, like, the research facility. And so I was like, okay, well, which, like, incorporate that in the ceiling light, maybe get a little bit of extra detail in the lamps. But I can go ahead and replace this with... Actually, let's do this. Make a copy. Move that off to the side, and then we'll go ahead and edit this. We'll separate, delete that, and let's put a square in there, maybe? If you want right angles, so... Yeah, that's the thing, is like, I don't know what I want. Also, I think ads are done, so use your name, your question, or your comment. I think you need contrast with the shapes. So you think a circle might look good? It could also just be that I didn't like it because the material itself didn't look good. Or maybe a circle was too much of a contrast, and instead I would need, like, some kind of polygon. But I feel like that'd be weird for a ceiling light. Unless it's like a hexagon, maybe, or octagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, ads just finished. Okay, I was on the money with that. Luckily enough, it's easy to test this pretty quickly. Why is my selection tool not selecting? There it goes. This part's, let's see, 0.025. And we pull this up just a bit. Edge select this. Mark, sharp. Oops. Want to select the loop. Alright, it's not going to select the loop. Oh, awesome. What I like to see. And then shade smooth. Hexagon is the bestagon. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I feel like the square, like, even if we just, like, very quickly throw a square here, try to see how that would look for, like, a fake light. Just like a basic shape. I'm gonna guess they don't have a basic hexagon shape here. No, they don't. No. Is the no to this does not look good? Not a fan. Alright, let's try a hexagon. Let's very quickly... cylinder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a hexagon, right? Oh wait, we can probably cheat. Oh, I didn't even switch it back to Unreal. Or to Blender. But this is also... we could pretend that this is the light. Temporarily. So check this out. Hey, Nibble. Octagon is 8? Yeah, that's what I said. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, what's hex? Hex is 6, isn't it? You see, I'm just... those Latin numbers. Okay, but like, I feel like... this is still a good sample, though, right? How would we feel about a polygon being up there for the light shape? You think a long strip? We doing ceiling lights? Yeah, we're trying to. You think a long strip? It's awful. Okay, let's try Nimble's idea, because we already luckily have a long strip. We would just have to rotate it. Okay, I didn't select it. Five. It's gonna look weird because I didn't actually cut out the shape for it like I did for that corner there, so there's a little bit of that overhang. These pesky shapes will get you. I think those long cylinders that hang a little downward. The vents. Think about the player experience of walking through the hall. Yeah, my initial design was like, okay, incorporate what would be the in-world lore logo into the lights somehow. But then my initial draft just didn't look good. And so now here we are, trying to figure out different things. It's not even necessarily that we need a light here, but I feel like it feels too empty without something else on the ceiling. Right? Unless I'm just, like, going insane. You also mentioned the cylinder lights that hang a little downward. I think you're talking about... I think I know what you're talking about. The issue is... I don't know if I have... what What are those called? Ceiling light long. Old. Like these bad boys. Hold on. These guys. The Home Depot. You think something like that? You sent them in Discord, let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what kind of design do you think we should rock with here? Like this one looks kind of old and decrepit, which I think could fit well enough. Because again, I think the best thing I could compare this to, vibe-wise, is the research station from The Thing. I'm used to the 1951 version. I think the 1982 version is similar enough to still be the same thing. Let me see if I can Google an image. The Thing. It's a lot of posters when I Google it. Okay. Oh, it's 1982 lab. Not a lot of Ooh, this one also looks a lot colder. Because this one, I haven't seen this movie. I've seen the 1951 version. Mine is also underground a bit, so it is more like the Resident Evil thing. 1951 lab. No, there's not any good references here. But something like this, you think, a little, because this looks a little bit more industrial. Or I can make it look a little cleaner like this. Okay. Also some, like, wires and stuff. Also, if anyone can think of any good props that might fit, that would be good too. I'm gonna go ahead and... open a different instance of Blender so we can keep picking up where we left off. So, probably start with a cube. I don't know why it didn't spawn at 0, 0. Let's try to get the scaling correct this time. Probably, okay, yeah. 2 meters in length, about. About a little over half the size of that. Compare. Okay, yeah. Explosion-proof lighting. Oh, yeah. I had this one in my mind, too. But for a scene later on. Safety docks on the wall. Okay. Fire extinguisher, but also I think having it empty could help with the desolate feeling. I also don't want it to feel too bland. Yeah, we'll see. It's one of those things where it's easy enough to just make props, and even if I don't use them in that scene, I can still use them later. Okay, let's see. Oops. .25? 0.1. Oh. I would have liked this to be rotated differently. Okay, seems about right. .05. Oh, why does it do that? What? Why does smoothness do that? For props in a lab, though, I'm imagining tables, crates, those biohazard disposal boxes at the doctors that you see right here. Yeah, so let me pull this up. I was going to show this earlier. I was like, that's not super relevant. But now we've kind of talked about it a couple times. Thing, 1951. This is like a super grainy screen grab of the 1951 movie. But like, they've got like these weird pallets on the ground, but also just like boxes and barrels, it looks like. Just kind of very nondescript, maybe some labeling on it, and then just some supports. But it seems pretty basic. Maybe like there's like a weird just 2x4 lying on the ground there. But I think that's like all there really is. I don't think there's a lot of good stuff from the 1981 movie, or 1982 lab. Like, there aren't a lot of good screenshots of, like, where they are. Or, like, what it looks like where they are. I also haven't seen this version of the movie yet. Oh, they have a... That's cool. Someone made a map of it? See, this feels just like an office with some, like, blue lights in the window. Yeah, Arctic vibe. Leaning into the empty feeling? A little bit, but I feel like there's a difference between desolate and just empty and bland. Not a biohazard research lab, but like studying living things. Biology research lab. Hey, Raph, good to see you. Oh, right, I went back to Google to pull up the image of that light again. Oh, that's not how it looks. That's weird. Okay, hold on, I'll show you. I had done it with, like, I was initially thinking, oh, you guys can't see my cursor, like this, but even simpler, they don't even do that. It's just like a rectangular prism, and then there's a light fixture underneath it. That might be better. That might be better. I can tell you lab equipment. Well, I feel like if it's like a biology research lab, you wouldn't just have like random research equipment out in the hallway. I feel like you might have crates of stuff, but not like the equipment itself. Like barrels and boxes, yeah, non-specific things. But I mean, I agree with you, Nibble. It doesn't have to be filled with stuff, but I'm thinking like things on the wall, like you said, signs, or like even just something simple like damage to the wall. Do this, and then scale on the Y. That is not what I... There we go, this one. And pull this up a bit. I like that, Okay, would this look better shade smoothed or beveled? Shade smooth doesn't look too bad. Okay. We now need to build that second part of it, which is kind of cheating. Because it's... I'm just gonna make a new one. Because it's that, but then it curves up at the top. I think it's probably easier to start with a square, like turn it into a rectangle, and then bevel the top there to get this shape. And then the actual light itself is just that's just a cylinder. We love propaganda, we love the company. Boxes on the floor is an infection risk? Nah. Oh, yeah, like emergency lighting. Exit signs. I also don't know why. It used to always... Oh, I see. It's spawning my new items at the cursor. How do I set my cursor to world origin? Ah, maybe the cursor to world origin button. That's probably it. Oh, wait. I lost it. Where? Huh? Where is my... Oh, it's hidden. Where is it going? Okay. Is it joined? Why is it joined? Oh, that's why it's joined. Because I added it while I was... That's why. Mesh, cube. .05? Close. 0.025. Good night, Maddie. Wednesday stream, not this week. So I will possibly see you next Monday. Or next Wednesday. We'll see. Next week might be weird. So, if it's not a while until I see you, I hope you have a good week or weeks. Oh, Blue's here. Did I miss that? Hey, Blue. Won't be staying too long, but love how things are looking. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. They will never create horrifying... Yeah, exactly. Alright, check this out. Negative... I don't know. 0.25. Is that too much? Oh, you guys can't see this straight up. Whoops. There is a Saturday stream, I think. At least so says the schedule. Yeah. There's a Saturday stream, but no Wednesday. Next week during the week might be weird. Okay, looking at this again, I might need to make a couple more changes. Can I just copy this image? Copy image, thank you. Okay. It's thinner, and it's not too long. So I think that's about the same. Maybe a little bit shorter, like that. But then we do have to make it a little thinner. And I think it's also like weirdly slanted. Yeah, that's an E. Is that an easy fix? We'll figure that out later. Go to this, move this down. Let's do this. Click this edge. Line up that edge. Snowflake propaganda posters would look really good though. Is there like self-propaganda? I guess I don't really have too much of a frame of reference. I think Portal 2 did it though. With Aperture. I don't have anything to play with. Oh, talking about Phasma. Have a good night, Blue. .005. Let's do this. There's a way I can... How do I... There's a way like I can proportionally edit, so it'll affect things around it. That's not at all how that works. Because the idea is that it would also pull these out, but to a lesser extent, I think. This is where I just manually do this. Something like that. Doesn't need to be perfect. Although it can probably shade smooth that to make it a little less gross. There we go. Ooh. Ooh, what is that? Oh. Why did it do it like that? Why did it make two of these? Hey, Luna. Hope you're having a good night. Thanks for dropping by. Also, someone followed me yesterday when I wasn't live. When did that happen? It's going pretty good. Trying to make a ceiling light for this hallway here. Let me show you. I made like these corner lights, but I felt like the ceiling itself was a little too empty. And so, also, to fill out the lighting in the middle here, I have like these fake point lights, because otherwise it's a little too dark. These spotlights alone don't really fill it out enough. So by kind of putting these there, it fills it out a bit more. And maybe also by adding actual light meshes here too that might fill out the ceiling. It might also make it look too busy, but at the very least, with these lights, even if I don't use it in this hallway, I can still use them later because they're generic enough. Looks good, thank you. Hey, Mess, how's it going? Hope you're having a good night. Good to see you. Are you gonna make these lights flicker? That's probably a good idea. This hallway, probably not. At this point, like, this hallway has been pretty well maintained, only up until somewhat recently. So it doesn't make, it's not really in a state of disrepair at this point. There we go. And then... Oh, you know what? Check this out. We're gonna... I could just copy-paste and figure out where to put this on that side. Or I could mirror it, which is probably gonna be a bit easier to do. Let's see, can I mirror at world origin by default, or do I have to make it based off of object origin? Mirror. There it goes. And then these lights have like a weird green thing on the edge. So I guess in the model itself, it's just like slightly more narrow at the tip, and then the rest is a little bit different. So it's add cylinder. We don't need that many vertices. We'll do that. 16. It's probably fine. Let's change rotation. But what if it was blue? If the little tip was blue? You know what? I think this is too many polygon for something that small. Let's do 8. I don't know, 0.05 maybe. maybe a bit more. 0.025? Yes, would the light stop working? Oh, yeah, actually the reality collapses if they ever try to make those things blue. The green is super crucial to that not happening. Yeah, tragic actually. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. 0.95. 0.97. 0.98. Too much. 0.975. Or, you know what? You know what? Better 50 million IQ idea. Check this out. Scale. Oops. Scale. Nope. Okay, watch. Boom. Perfect snap. Perfect snap. I know. I know. Kind of cool. Now we want to go back to edit mode. Mark sharp. Actually, I don't know if I would want to mark this sharp, because this kind of curves like around the edge. So smoothing that's probably not a bad idea. We do want, though, to add the loop cut. ×2. And then I think if I scale on the Z, nope, X, nope, Y, and I can move this towards the edge here. Also, I've come to the realization this is still a bit too big. Let's do a 0.7. How do I scale this? Ooh, yikes. Do I have to loop cut again? I think so. I think so. Okay. Negative point, I don't know, 8. No, 0.9. And then same thing on this side. I'm guessing it's just going to be a positive 0.9. There is probably a much smarter way of doing this that I refuse to do. Okay, check this. .9? Nope, not that one. .9, and then probably this one. .9. This bevel's kind of weird. I don't think we need that anyway. Okay. Okay. I think that we're looking good. To fill the space, have one poster stating all the H and S roles. Like not store boxes in the ground for both safety. Then have a whole bunch of boxes blocking the fire extinguisher. And then have like an emergency like power shut off being blocked by like a cart. This guy should be a streamer with those skills. I know, right? Okay, now we need to make the wire. I did wires before. I can't for the life of me remember what it was. So we're gonna learn today. I think it's like I add a curve, a phaser curve, and I go into edit mode, and I think I delete all of them. And then I just take the pen. Nope. This pen. And then I can like do that. Data. It was something. Geometry? Oh. How did I do this before? Well, the music decided to stop. Oh, wait. Oh! How many? Okay. We're cooking now. This has got a lot of wires. I don't know if I need this many. Also, what is... This is a fire hazard. They're hanging... The weight of the light is being supported by the electrical component itself. Random thing, but I decided to actually design some scrapped characters for my game, and I'm sort of making them canon. Except in the lore of the game, they're also going to be scrapped because why not? How is your game going, by the way? I know you said you wanted to remake your first one. I don't know how well that's been going for you. Hopefully good. Is this a zip tie? Also, why is this gray now? Yeah. Is that a zip tie? You like it? Thank you. So like one end is just a tangle of wires. I'm less inclined to do that just because I feel like it's such a small detail that people aren't going to care for. This isn't that bad. That's not that bad. So we can maybe like duplicate the, oops. Why is there two of these? And then if we go back here, I can change the depth, make this one just a tad smaller, maybe like 0.3. And then just kind of change where the wires are going. Oh. Oh. It's going good so far. Nice. The backbackers I stayed at an instant had a raindrop dripping from the light onto my head. That's probably fine. Not a safety hazard. Think of it? Oh yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day. It's like intrusive. It snakes its way into my mind whether I want it or not. Okay, question. Should this side also just have some crazy wire action going on? Or should it be like the reference where like this side is a little bit less wacky? Maybe just like make this one a perfect like curve here. Have the forklift be parked on the vertical incline. That's an OSHA violation. Or, you know how like in industrial places, they've got like, here's the hallway, and then they're like, oh hey, don't put things here, so it's just like yellow and black lines across the floor, you know, because maybe there's a door here, or they just like, hey, keep this clear of shit. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Like, hey, keep this clear. This is where I just put all the crap. A few options. We've got a few options. Okay. Here is the plan. I am going to copy this. I'm going to rotate -180. And then I'm also just gonna make this a bit more perfect than the other one. And then a bit thicker also. And then down here, maybe bump this up by 2, so this would be a 0.1. Like that. The light is in free fall right now, by the way. What do you mean? It's being supported by the electrical components. It's supporting its weight. Very safe. Also, I don't know if I need the wires to go this high up. It's fine, it's fine. Now here is the issue that I'm kind of concerned with, is how many... you know what, that'll be an easy enough fix. I was gonna say, how many polygons are these wires taking? Because right now these aren't meshes. They only turn into it when I go here. And there's like this convert button. Transform? Maybe it's because I have multiple selected. There's definitely an option that's like convert to mesh or something to mesh. There it is, convert mesh. Now it is mesh. Okay. Did I have any modifiers on these? No, I didn't. So here is the thing in the bottom right. It's hard to see, but it tells me how many faces it is. So this is 360, which I'm not the biggest fan of that. This is 150. And it's not a lot, but it's also like, if I use this model a lot, I'm probably gonna want to reduce it. So let's do deform. No, generate, decimate. And I think I want 0.5. Okay, I have a sneaking suspicion this only applies to one of these at a time. So generate, decimate, 0.5. That looks the same. So let's be ambitious here, 0.25. I think that's fine. Then that's a count of... You know what? Let's go crazy. 0.1. I think that's fine. Right? Do you think there's an instance where, like, I would want this to be higher res than this? Head out for the night trying to fall asleep earlier so don't stay up to 4 a.m. Go to bed, OMS. Have a good night. Thank you for dropping by. There's room for the wires to straighten out vertically so the light isn't being held up by the wire. It looks like the wires are dangling downward. Oh, you're right. Physics. I'm trying to think what would look best here, because I do kind of like the dangly look that we sort of see here. Because here it looks like this is doing most of the support. Oh no, this is definitely, that's definitely load-bearing. That's a load-bearing piece of copper or aluminum. Oh, you got ads. Oh, just add a straight wire. Yeah, that's easy. Oh, shoot. I'm just going to copy this one. Also, how do we feel about this? Should we not make it this decimated? And I changed my mind. I'll just make a new one. Curve, Bezier. Delete all of them. Pen straight up, and then delete this one. Why are you so far? Too much depth, 0.001. Just kidding, 0.005. You know what, 0.007. It's not large enough to recognize, so low poly, that it's low poly, so it's all good. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. And I'm trying to think, like, is there going to be a scenario where this would be low enough? I don't think so. Either way, I'm saving this project, and I can just come back and remake this, because this is an easy enough shape to make. So we go back to object mode. Object. Convert, mesh. And so, you might have noticed, this is a little bit taller than this one is. The idea is, imagine this top line is the ceiling. I can just have it stick above where the ceiling is and it looks level enough. But if I want to have one of them slanted, so like that, like let it kind of look like it's a little off a bit. I can still do that without changing the model. So I can use both. Or I can use the same model for both, like, rotations. You should put your symbol on the screw heads. I don't know if anyone would notice that. Although, do I want to put screw heads on? No, there's no chance people are going to look this close. Let's go ahead and apply this modifier before I forget. I did decimate to 0.1. We'll go ahead and do the same thing on these 0.1. Okay. No, I mean on the walls. Oh, I see. I feel like that might be a bit extra. Let me look at the logo again. Like, I definitely think there are plenty of places to fit it in. I'm thinking back to, like, the end of Resident Evil 9, where you're in the Umbrella Corp lab. And they love the Umbrella logo. They slap that shit everywhere. A 2 billion vertices screw. What's wrong with being extra? I could technically do it with just normal maps, and then not have to use the vertice stuff, if I really wanted to. Okay, so now let's vertex paint all of this. So if we do edit mode, select all. Actually, I don't even need to do edit mode. Go object mode, vertex paint, select all, paint. Vertex paint. We're going to change this to just a different color. It doesn't matter what. It's hard to tell with the white. I need to make it something. There it goes. Just green. I don't think I've done green on its own yet. What's the airflow like? There's potential for it to sway a little bit. I would imagine it's pretty stagnant. Sway might be good for, like, you know, if the hallway shakes for one reason or another, for, like, you know, a big ol' enemy moving around somewhere, but not for wind. Okay, and then this. Ooh, is this a separate color? Let's take a peek. No, this looks to be the same. Same as this. So that's fine. And then, same thing, vertex paint. What color haven't I used yet? I don't know, like this weird pink. Yeah, pink. There we go. So now... Oops. Missed a spot. Why is the vertex color not applying? Huh? Oh, was it not selecting it, maybe? Okay, so it's painting on everything except this? Maybe I have to, like, apply transforms or something. What is the button for apply transforms? Is it Alt-A? Control-A? There it is. It's still not letting me paint it. Amnesia the Bunker is on sale for $9. Ooh. But this is underground. Only the air vent isn't going to be strong enough to blow and wave the lights around. Okay. Also, I broke this even more. I don't know what's going on with this piece here and why it's not changing its color. Let me try to, like, make it a different color. No. I don't get it. Okay, Mr. Engineer. Trust, trust. Gonna get some sleep. Have a good night, username. Yeah, I have no idea why this isn't applying the color. Unless it, like, shares it because it was mirrored, but that wouldn't make any sense. Why is it blue now? Oh, that's white paint. I appreciate that, Nibble. Although I think there's diminishing returns with super fine details like that. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'm going to separate this. I'm going to separate this. Delete it. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to rotate it. Or game making details. I just, like, thinking back at games that I've played that are super atmospheric, I don't think there's that level of detail. I can't think of something like that in Resident Evil, or I don't know. Especially, like, maybe if you're outdoors and it's like a thunderstorm. But not for like an underground research lab. Maybe it's unconscious. There we go. You laughed, but this is a thing. Alright, we're going to try to add this in Substance Painter. Okay. Okay. Fake mesh maps. If we remember from our friend last time, Change this to vertex color. Bump this up to max. Max. I think that was it. Okay. So, metal. It's actually not too bad. Let's see what else we got. Nope, not a fan. Not a fan. Doesn't look too bad. I do like how this one's a little scuffed. So let's go ahead and apply color selection. We'll apply to this. I also wanted to apply to this one too. I felt like it looked good. We'll apply that one to both. And then some kind of like rubber. Yeah, plastic. What colors did it have? Mostly like white and then like red. So that one can be red. Green or black? I'm thinking black. Green kind of makes it look like Christmas. Okay, now like a plastic for the light. Fiberglass. Yeah, do they just have a glass? What's up with the, trying to like just make this... Oh, okay, that's just like the shading that makes it look weird. I set the opacity? Why is the dirt so strong? That didn't change it at all. Okay. I'm gonna save this as... And then I'm gonna export the textures. Okay, we're gonna throw this into the engine, and we're gonna call it there. Let me see how this looks. Yeah, sure. What do you think? The wall color, I do agree with you that there's something that I'm not quite feeling with it. Paint on the bottom, can you make that blue strip more blue? I can try. We can see, hopefully we can do that in Unreal. like a teal. And so you're just talking the paint on the bottom, not touching the top color? Oh, this is going to be kind of tough. This part, I mean, to see how this looks. I need to learn how to do the emissive color with the Substance Painter texture. New hiccups. But let's take a quick peek at how this looks as is. Like, this would be what it looked like lights off, I guess? Actually, ooh, that does look clean. That does look... I think that's what I was missing. Alright, let's go check out the color thing you're thinking of. Okay, no, the blue strip, I see. Alright, let's take a look. Take a look. Try dual lights. We'll do that after we take a look at the wall thing. Lab wall bearer 1. Okay. So you were saying teal. Like that? Or is teal darker and I'm dumb? No. Like steel blue. I don't know how to tell you this. As a man, I don't understand what colors are. Like, the greeny color. Like that. Yeah. Do you think this is better? Maybe even darker. Like that? It looks lighter because that was how the light was hitting it. Looking at it from this angle makes it look darker. Tried in the game? Okay, cool. I'm gonna make a temp folder for it. Export texture. Variant 1. I'm gonna make a 2kv2. That or a deep muted navy blue. We'll try this one first, and then we can also check the doubling up the lights. Yes, better. I do agree with you. And then this one, oops. Let's just change the rotation here. Think further apart. Evenly spaced on the ceiling. Well, they are evenly on the ceiling. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, like, is just so, like, to give off the appearance that one of them is kind of fallen off a little bit. The, you know, the slanted thing I was talking about. You think the 2 is better than the 1? What do you mean, question mark? You don't know. Are those not even? No, it might be. You don't have an opinion for once. I can throw in the Discord at some point. Maybe tomorrow. I am kind of leaning to 2 also. Now that we see 2, the 1 looks odd, but like just a tad. It's also not the most fair comparison because that one is like one of them is slightly broken, but the other one isn't. They're also not perfectly center. I would have to figure out like what the math is to get them to line up perfectly there. This one I think needs to be one more to the right. Change the ceiling beams to teal. That I can do. That I can do in the editor. That's contrast? Not that. Or that was saturation. This is contrast. I don't know. This doesn't change the color, though. This isn't what you're thinking, is it? Change it to match the pipes. And that's probably about as close as I can get without opening up Substance Painter again. Which would be a little bit more of a process, so it'd be another time. More greeny. I think it looks better. I do think it looks better than the bright blue. Okay. Let's get a screenshot for the Discord for everyone who couldn't be here tonight. Yeah, I'll save this. Close it. Let's get a good angle. What do I think? This low angle? I do kind of want to like show off that one of them is busted a little bit. I like that this... I'm also like in my mind half thinking like, oh, where can I place security cameras for like the fixed camera angle perspective thing. Let's not do that for just the Discord screenshot though. Something simple like this. I think we'll do good. Alright, next stream is going to be this coming Saturday at 11 a.m. PT. Next week, I don't know exactly what it'll look like yet. So stay tuned. If you're in the Discord, that'll be the easiest way to stay up to date to it. Can you make the white strip more teal toned? Yeah, probably. We can toy around with these next time. Making the changes in Unreal Engine is a little bit less preferred, I think, than just going back and updating the actual texture itself, because that's a little bit more direct. So we can spend a little bit more time on the color correction. All right. Have a great week. I will see you all at the end of the week. Take it easy. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it.